AGS Ultimage, brought to you by Essential Oils and Essences. Infuse your environment with their natural Reiki and crystal-infused Yogini Girl essential oil sprays to lift the energy of your space and body. Available in 4 unique scents: invigorating citrus and herb bliss, soothing floral calm, intoxicating and sensual love, and classic clearing. Try one today.
Hey Pisces, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your monthly channeled forecast for December. I do personal readings starting at $20 on my website, hesultimage.com. If you're interested, check it out. Alright, okay, so let's get into your message here. Alright, so first part is, you have a choice this month, and it's, do you pace yourself like in a marathon, where you're just going a steady pace, and you're not, making any waves or anything, and just going there a little bit at a time, checking your pulse and everything, checking your breath, or do you choose to burst and sprint at certain intervals, okay? And this is the other thing. For Pisces in December, this is a total choice, and either way you will arrive at your, needs, at your required destination. I literally got, you will acquire what is needed regardless of which approach you take. It's just a matter of checking yourself, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff in this month about high emotion, um, high tides of emotion. And I know this is pretty popular for Pisces, to go through these little, like, spurts of high energy periods and things like that, particularly for your feelings. So be aware that that will be happening in December, but it can be used to your greatest advantage, or, or you just have to kind of watch it. And I'll get more into that, okay? All right, going on to some other bullet points. You decide how far you want to push. Check in with how you feel. Okay, this is carrying on with that emotion thing again. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling like you're like plugging away at everything and you're just feeling worse about it than better, then it's time for you to stop and go, okay, back to a steady little like light jog, like the person who always goes out every morning and it's like, just keeps it steady because it's like nice to have that regular light activity. This is how you're going to be approaching, goals, how you're going to be approaching life path and things like that. It could be career, it could be things with relationships. This was really open for you guys. Like, this is touching a lot of areas of life. This is more about the general state of what you're going to be going through in your case. For some people, it tends to be a particular area of life. For you guys, it's really about the pacing this month, okay? And again, you can choose to burst or sprint. That's a-okay. You're getting the green light for that. It's just a matter of if you start to feel too wound up, exhausted, or tired, or that you're getting a little too emotional, then pull back and bring it back to the steady beat again, okay? There we go. All right, give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I keep your key points solid here. How far you want to push. There we go. All right, next one. Observe the details. How does it feel or how does it taste? All right. This came from my one archetypical card, Taste, because I have my own deck now that I do things with, and I just make the messages in a list for you beforehand, so that way you don't have to have me meander through the message. Here we go. So again, this has to do with discovering the nuance of your feelings and being very aware of them. So again, it's like you have to be able to monitor yourself very clearly this month, because if you aren't paying attention to your own feelings, you're going to wind up going a little bit further than you really should. That's particularly for the bursters or sprinters, I think. But here's the other thing. If you're doing that like marathon jog, and you're starting to get the feelings of restlessness and stuff like that, then it's like, then do a little burst. You're perfectly capable of doing that and of taking greater initiative. It's about gauging your energy with your approach this month, okay? Your energy and emotions versus the momentum you push with, okay? That's the really cardinal thing. So it's about developing that balance and perceiving that balance, okay? So if you're going, I feel like I have too much energy, then do a sprint. If you're going, I feel like I'm lacking energy, then go back to that basic and pull things back a little, okay, and pace yourself again with whatever you're trying to achieve or move forward. All right? Okay, next. Okay, next one is another part of this equation, and it's how do you see yourself, okay? And emotions are your compass. All right? So this goes back to one of these fundamental metaphysical principles that I have, which is about, understanding that your instincts and your intuition guide you towards the right direction and the right identity and the right experiences when you listen. All right, continuing. They will be a lot. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, your emotions are going to be a lot this month. There we go. Yeah, so again, it's like I said in the beginning, it's going to be a high emotion kind of month. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. These can also be high emotions of joy, high emotions of family or togetherness, or of relationships budding and blossoming. Again, just to give you another kind of example, since I love giving examples, um, if you're in a relationship and you're going, oh my God, I'm so enthusiastic, I want to burst on this, and then you're like, oh my God, things are happening too fast, then you slow down again, okay? It's going to be an emotional month, and the emotions are basically denoting your pace, and being aware of your emotions are going to help you gauge your pace, and that's what it's all about, gauging the pace, all right? But again, emotions are going to be very high this month as far as how you experience them. The the potency of emotion. So it's not just because it's emotional month, it doesn't mean that it has to be sad emotions, not at all. But if, if you're going and feeling those intense emotions, no matter what you're feeling, it can be draining, so then you have to reel it back in. All right. Okay, yeah, I already got that. Intense or extreme states. Okay, good. Of feeling again. All right. You can use this to your advantage, but it will also make you independent or apart from the collective. So again, I don't think a lot of signs are going to be going through super, super high emotion periods this month, because it showed me that it's like you're in the crowd with everybody else, but you are in a state of difference kind of because of it. And it's not isolation or ostracizing, it's just that you're different inside of that collective, okay? All right. Oh, and that's the other thing, following your feelings this month and stuff and using your emotions as a compass to how you gauge your momentum, so to speak, is also, I think, going to be different from others this month. Okay, give me 1 second now. I want to redirect and get the rest of these key points here. Okay, just trust yourself. You can hold your state amongst the collective. So here's another thing. When it comes to how you see yourself in contrast to others, okay, here we go. All right. How you see yourself in contrast to others is also coming into play this month, and now I totally get it. It's the pace thing. All right. And when I was getting these key points, I was like, but what does this part mean? And now I finally got it. Um, it was like I channel, so I channel my higher self, and it's like kind of like being a medium, but with future information and stuff. So, um, but anyhow, I was like, what does this part? And this is it. It's about your pace and how you're comparing your pace to others or your progress to others. Okay. I'm just blown away right now because I'm like, oh my God, no wonder I couldn't know until now. So that in mind, you can't go, oh, everybody else is moving fast, so I have to move fast too. Or everybody else is moving slow, so I feel weird wanting to push or wanting to be, really motivated. You know, for some people, December can be a time when everybody's going crazy and there are deadlines and stuff before the end of the new year. So then you're going to feel like you got to ratchet it all up. For some people, December's a time of really like, taking it easy. Oh, don't be motivated. It's the holidays. Take a break. Take a load off. And if it's in contrast to how you feel, then listen to how you feel. All right? That's the point of that. So again, it's like listen to how you feel, and don't worry about what pace everybody else is going at. Do what feels natural to you and how you feel motivated, all right? And then you can always scale it back or bring it up depending on, how you are emoting and how high and low your energy is going and your feelings are going. All right. Whatever has yet to be refined, it is yet to be discovered. All right. And yet, you can choose to speed or slow that process. You must adjust accordingly to how you feel. And yeah, there we go. When I was writing this, and when you channel, you're in a suspended state, and you kind of block out your mental process. I couldn't put those two together, but there we go. It perfectly segued into itself. Um, that's what happens when you channel. It's like you kind of tap into that breach or that veil, and then it's like you bring it all back, and then all of a sudden it makes sense. All right, here we go. But again, whatever has yet to be refined. This was exactly what I was talking about comparing your pace to others. Whatever you have yet to achieve, to refine within yourself, it's still going to be there, okay? And you can choose how tenaciously you want to pursue that in December. Again, because at the end of the day, this is a December message, and it's a great message in general, but for December, this is very relevant for Pisces, okay? Last one. Your feelings can redirect you to the right path, identity, and expression, okay? So really do use your feelings towards, constructive means, because too often astrology will try and paint Pisces as like this like over emotional like bipolar kind of archetype, and it's ridiculous. It's like you've also got one of the greatest I always call Pisces the primary stockholder of intuitive, and instinctive feelings, because the fact that you can kind of slip in and out a little easier. But at the end of the day, everybody's comprised, yeah, of a variety of signs. So everybody, to me, everybody has instinct and intuition and can utilize it. But yeah, and I will ultimately probably make more messages about that. But anyhow, because it's a fundamental part of my beliefs. But anyhow, like, use those things to your advantage is the whole point with this. Like, it doesn't have to be your Achilles heel. Some things that others perceive as a weakness to other people is a great strength. All right, so that said, Pisces, I wish you a great December, one that is a well-paced December. And again, I do personal readings. If you want one, go to hesultimage.com, and I will see you later.